So I marked my center line, matched it up to the neck, and I'm clamping it in place. And now I'm going to drill a couple of holes for my guide pins. Well, that's somewhat annoying. Also, this drill bit did not behave like it was supposed to, and that hole seems a little on the large side, but that's really the size I've used before. There, that one worked. The fret will cover that, so let's do another one. See what we got. This is getting to look like a guitar. After having a couple setbacks, which weren't really that big a deal, and making some stupid mistakes, I'm just really pleased. All right, so next up, I gotta get the fingerboard close to shape so I can kind of finish the neck, install the frets, glue it in. This doesn't have a whole lot more to go, does it? Really? Besides a lot of sanding. Now the fretboard is roughed in. I need to make my access slot for the wheel. Double check some measurements here. I need about 1/4 of an inch. Need to make sure that the width of the fret isn't going to get into that hole. That's good there. So you can see the marks there. My problem is I think I always want to cut harder with this than I need to. All right, I'm about to do something that scares the heck out of me. I've got to carve that opening for the truss rod access. And I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I was going to use my little Dremel router, but the bit's actually too big. So I'm trying with a chisel, and I did a test. It's okay. It's not perfect, but it worked. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to do the trick. I'll go test it and I can tidy it up. And the fact that the fretboard still needs to be radiused is probably going to get rid of some of the wonkiness on the edges. Let's go see if it's going to work. I am thrilled. That scared the hell out of me. This all went quicker than I was anticipating, which is good. Got my carbon fiber rods installed, got the truss rod installed, got my groovy little slot cut for the excess. I got all my clamps, I got my spreader, got my tape, glue. Yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty groovy, you know? Not that you'll ever see any of that, but. Now, let's put a bet on this. Will I remember to take the tape off before I put the fretboard on? Because I bet you half the instruments I've made, I have put the tape on, I've glued it, I put the fretboard on, I put about 4 clamps on, and I remember what I did and had to fix it or pull it and replace it. It's no big deal, just makes you feel stupid. Which a lot of this process does, honestly. So far, this is one of the better necks I've ever done. I think it's actually straight from nut to heel on the sides. A lot of times there's a little bit of this going on. But this is looking really nice. And I think, so this is Friday right now, so this dries up tonight. I could start carving this tomorrow. I always have to ask myself, do I carve first or radius first? I think that the jury is always split on that question, but I'll be doing one of the two, if not both, over the next couple days. And then I'm going to be starting essentially pre-final assembly. Good. All right, sand this down a little bit, get the veneer on, and start carving. The neck is a veneer, sanded pretty roughly to shape, tidy that up in a bit, but I think it's time to carve this neck. Can't believe that. I'll do the standard facet trick, down the center, and then take it off in chunks until it's the right size. It's already pretty close to thickness. I don't know if I'm gonna go a whole lot more on that. I think I might have gotten dangerously close to too tight on the original cut in the bandsaw. But let's make some lines. Just being approximate on the center line. I like to wear gloves when I'm using the Shinto rasp. First time I did it, I didn't, and I kind of carved myself up on the back half of it. So, yeah, it doesn't help, though, that these gloves have a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction issue. But I like to use almost like a spoke shave motion at first to get the more of the material out, get the bulk of the material out, and then I'll refine it and go more straight. But in the meantime, let's get started. So it's about 3:50 right now. I've only got a little bit done. Been doing this for maybe 30-second stops. I'm gonna time this and see how long it takes. Yeah, it's getting toasty. It's 4:07, which means that took 16 minutes to go from a square block of neck. Nice. I did some measurements last night, and I'm closer to having the back of the neck where I want than I thought I was. I haven't done a fretboard with a plane, and I don't think I'm going to start today. I've got my 12-inch radius block. I've got a bunch of good sandpaper for the job. I'm just going to take the fretboard down that way. Fill the access hole with a little bit of masking tape. I don't want to get too much sawdust in there. Well, that took over an hour, and I'm happy with the results, but I think it's interesting that the sanding took, no it doesn't. The sanding, of course, took longer than the filing because it's all finesse. So here's what we got. Decent radius, I don't know if you can tell that there, but sanded it down to 600 grit. I'm gonna go a little farther, but I can't find my 800 paper. I'm digging it. Spent a little time on the headstock too. A great deal of progress made this week. It was I don't know, I probably spent more time this week on vacation working on the guitar than I spend during the work week on my work. I'm not sure if that's good or what. It's probably not. Or it's just telling me something. Maybe it's supposed to be telling me something. This is a lot of fun. I'm really digging it, and I'm hoping you are too.